the gym is a mess. We've got to get these out of the way so we can do some movement. All right, so today, I'm just going to move my barbell. Always got to be able to, you got to have a traditional deadlift in your pocket. All right, today we're going to use a little bit of load. These have become kind of my favorite. It's just a very traditional plate. So this is a 10-pound plate. It's good to have that because sometimes we can use a little bit of external load to just help our bodies, whether it's up-regulating some muscle fibers, or we might use it to just enhance that movement just a little bit. And if some is good, more isn't necessarily better. So this is just a 10-pound plate, right around 4K, 4.5K, I guess if you're in Europe. But we want to go ahead and just foam roll a little bit. My dog's at the back door right now. You want to see Jackson? Let's see. I don't know if he's any good. Hang on. Good morning, Jackson. He loves to see you guys. Good boy. Look. Can you sit? You sit nicely. Can you lay down? Okay. You guys are going to get a little bit of Jackson time this morning while he chews on his... Oh, it's also breakfast time, so we might not stay very long. Okay, so we got lower leg. We're going to use the foam roller. Hit the lower leg. Good boy. Do you ever notice that when you get your foam roller out, your dog decides that is the best time to play with him? Okay, other side, right below the belly of the calf muscle. Whee! Get it, Jackson. And then let's take it. So usually this is what we do for Mobility Monday. We'll use the foam roller just below the calf muscle. We want to get into and hydrate some of that lower tissue below the calf muscle. Super important. And some of you guys watched the Super Bowl, some of you didn't. And I just want to talk really quick about the poor gentleman who went out to play football. And in the first 3 steps he took heading onto the field, he tore his Achilles tendon. And it's funny because it's kind of lighting up strength and conditioning threads or Twitter or whatever. It's like, what could have been done to avoid that? And the easy answer is, well, he needs to be stronger. You know, that tissue was vulnerable anyway because of what he does for a living. Because professional athletes are always kind of on the edge when it comes to tissue health and tissue resiliency, and it's just bad luck. Sometimes it's just bad luck, guys. Because trust me, that guy was Jackson, leave it. He's just so bad. Foam roll, glutes, lateral aspect of the left butt. Drop it. And then we're gonna go right butt. Just the lateral aspect. We're not opening up the hip yet. We're just both feet are on the ground and just spend a little bit of time, see how the body's feeling this morning. Okay? Hips feel just a little bit of a dull ache. Left side more than right side. So I'm not afraid to do a little bit more foam rolling on the left side than the right side. Okay, so just nice and easy. And for those of you that it's your right side, I'm going to spend a little time back on the right side for you. So we'll just hit each side twice. And this is more facilitating a little bit of hydration to the tissue, a little bit of tissue movement, not trying to fix anything. We're not going to spend a lot of time there. Okay, same thing with the upper back. Let's just roll through the spine just a little bit of back and forth. Get a little bit of hydration. Jackson, leave it. Come on. Sit. Good boy. Lay down. Good. Leave it. I don't know why I'm a chew toy today. Look, chew on that. He's very demanding of my attention. He and I spent a lot of time together yesterday, so I think he's thinking we might do that again, and we're not. I'm going to work. Okay, so we just did a little bit of light foam rolling below the calf. We did a little bit of foam rolling in the hips. We did a little bit of foam rolling on the whole back. We didn't do a bunch of extension. So let's go ahead and grab the weight, the big weight plate. If you have a small weight plate, that also works very, very well. If you don't have either, you can use a salad bowl. It doesn't matter, right? And if you don't have anything, just grab, grab your foam roller. So you can grab your foam roller and do the same thing. We're gonna do head wraps. So lower body position, let's square off the outsides of the feet. So that means the outside line of the feet is nice and straight. Let's make it so that they're parallel. And so that's gonna bring the hips into a little bit of internal rotation, and we're just gonna go head wrap. And you can see right here, that weight is behind my head. We can make it just a head wrap. And you can see here, we want the thoracic spine to move. It's worth taking a moment here. So a lot of people, their chest is straight at me, but what I want is for you to turn. So turn when you go to the left, and then when you go to the right, turn to the right. Turn to the left, turn to the right. So that's really important. That eases up some of the demand of the shoulder joint, and we just want to work through the chest. And you see that in swimming a lot. People swim flat in the water versus that little bit of rotation. So if you need somewhere to put, like, where is this coming from? Think about when you swim, you rotate. Think about when you golf, you rotate. And to be honest, when you run, you rotate. So we need to move. We're going the other way now, through the thoracic spine. And that weight plate just really helps bring the mobility a little bit more to a new level, because it's just facilitating more muscle activation, and then you end up with more movement. Okay? So let's go ahead and we're going to do a nice, easy leg swing. So if you have something to stabilize, use a wall. The wall's the best. We'll go right arm on the wall, and we're just going to go right leg swing. And the same thing here. So as the leg goes through, the hip opens and closes. So it's open back here, open towards the wall. And then as you come to the front, it's kind of facing the other way. Will you feel that down in your ankle? You betcha. So we're mobilizing the entire body when we do these leg swings. Excuse me. I'll help you. Here you go. Good boy. Okay, other side. Left arm on the wall. Right foot squared up, so the outside of the foot is nice and parallel. Oh, time for puppy chow. Oops. And we're just going to open that up. Go see, Jackson. We're just going to swing through. Hips are swinging. Ankle is working. Good. So even as you start to play with that extension to the back, so on the right side, when you go here, if you open the hip, that really starts to work through the internal rotators of the hip and the external rotation in kind of a freedom stance. We're going to go one more set, leg swings, supported by the wall, and we're just going to let it swing through. Let the foot and ankle really feel that movement. Drive that rotation through the entire body. Even my chest is rotating through the hip, right? Let everything move. Good. Other side. Left arm on the wall, and just rotate. And let it feel. You know, I've had that little tweaked MCL, medial collateral ligament. little bit of shockwave therapy accelerated that learning. So if that healing, if you've got someone in your town that uses shockwave, soft wave therapy, don't be afraid to explore that. I wouldn't sign up for more than 3 to 4 sessions at a time. You may not need more. You may not need 2 sessions. So I think where sometimes the docs get it wrong is you want to have more people doing less than less people doing more. There's kind of 2 ways to look at business, right? Okay, good. So we've got good heat going in the lower body with some rotation. Let's go ahead and down onto one knee. Hips are straight at me. And we're just going to go knee over toe on the left, open up to the right. So we're just kind of letting that right shoulder go to the back, left knee going over toe. Good. I'm just giving you this arm action so you can see how I'm turning the thoracic spine away from this adductor. Just nice and easy. Turn away. And knee over toe. We'll just take that extra second. Make sure that that's moving really, really well. Ankles, ankles, ankles. If the feet and ankles aren't happy, guys, ain't nobody happy. So we need that nice 2 to 3 inches of knees over toes. Some of you might even be working towards more than that. I don't know whether that's good or bad, but I know that this being stuck here can be made better, right? So we're just gonna take that right knee over toe, turn back to the left. 2, 3. This just allows us to be floppy, to be relaxed, to be able to perform and move quickly without worry. Really honor the amount of fitness that you're developing within your aerobic system, your anaerobic system. I'm still kind of holding back a little bit, just working that lower level, enhancing red blood cell proliferation and mitochondrial density, and just working all of the good things that come with easy low-level training. Sometimes it's hard to find the amount of time I need. So I split the workout. Sometimes I'll get 30 minutes in the morning and an hour in the afternoon, or sometimes it's flipped based on my life and how busy or not busy I am. Okay, feet outside of hip width. We're just gonna go a nice, easy, happy hips. If you follow me on Instagram, you're gonna see a great example of this with Emma Pallant. As the athletes are starting to get ready for Miami PTO, the long course kids are getting ready for their first T100 race in Miami at the beginning of March. And then the short course kids are getting ready for the first sprint of the year in Abu Dhabi. So it's getting exciting. It's almost go time. I'm so excited. I kind of like it when everybody has to show their cards. It's like everybody's had this amazing training and everybody's grinding, and well, let's see what happens, And then a few weeks after that, we have Oceanside, which won't be as big a surprise because we will have seen most of the top level pros in Miami. All right, let's lay on the back. We're gonna work a little bit of activation again. Let's grab that weight, okay? If you don't have a weight, you can use your foam roller. I'm gonna use my weight. So we're gonna play a little bit with the dead bug and the position of the pelvis. I've got a couple kids that I'm working with on hip drop when they run, that Trendelenburg gait, so that when you run, your hip falls out to the left or the right. Well, how we're gonna help him is the first thing we're gonna do is just make sure that he can control his pelvis. So this is a little bit of mobility because it's under your conscious control. We're gonna drop the pubic bone down and create space under the low back. And then we're gonna pull the pubic bone towards your belly button and flatten your back. And so when you're flattening your back, your hip bones should feel flat. And when you drop your pubic bone down to create a bunch of space here, your hip bones should feel pointy. So we got flat and pointy. And that shows that you have neurological control of your pelvis. You can move it one way and the other. So drop the pubic bone, create space in the low back, hip bones are pointy, flatten the back, elevate the pubic bone. You can do that under conscious control. then we can get you right into that lower body dead bug position, pubic bone to belly button, low abdomen, and kind of upper too, is on. It doesn't have to be on like firing really hard, but it should be on. So you should feel your stomach nice and strong. So from right there, pubic bone towards belly button, nice and strong contraction there. We're not in a posterior tilt because we're not lifting the hips. That would put us a little bit more into a posterior tilt. We want those legs to be nice and perpendicular to the ground. It's amazing. Your arms will give you that perfect measuring tool there. We want to hold the low abdomen strong, gently heel tap, bring it back. If you're in my premium group, we did this on Saturday in our strength session because, in my opinion, you shouldn't really go under load if you cannot control your pelvis, right? So, because it'll help you, if you can't do this hip drop or pubic bone drop and elevate, when you go under load, you're going to get stuck in an anterior tilt more often than not, and you're going to put your low back or your back at risk under load. Okay, so let's get the plate, and we're just going to lift the knees, get into that really strong dead bug position, pubic bone to belly button, and then we're going to reach overhead. There's something there. I think my dumbbells are there. And then just bring it back. So the knees need to be far enough away that the low abdomen has to work. And we're just going a very gentle pullover. And the whole focus is control of the pelvis. Good. We'll just do one set of these. Nice big reach and back. Reach and back. With the plate, way harder than if I go here. So I need a certain level of stability when I don't have the weight. And then when I add the plate, I need a little bit more so it upregulates just a little bit more. Okay, we're going back to where we've already been once with this 90-90 knee position. We're adding a big arm reach. When we do that, we want to expand the rib cage. This starts to work the diaphragm. So before we actually focus on rib cage expansion, let's take the fingertips right under the rib cage, that xiphoid process, and I just want you to do a little foam rolling with your fingertips along your rib cage and just work along the rib cage, right? In theory, this is creating a little bit more space in the connective tissue that will help us and allow us more rib cage expansion. So just kind of work through that tissue along the rib cage. Good. We can work a little bit through the back. These are floating ribs down here, so they don't come all the way to the front. Just kind of get through the back. Work with your fingertips. So you're just kind of working through your fingertips, through the bottom of your rib cage, just what you can feel. Okay? Just nice and easy. That's going to allow for more thoracic spine movement. And you can see that when you run, you should feel really, really good. So just nice and easy through that. Now, we're going to let that rib cage turn again, but with a big inhale. So as you inhale, I want you to breathe to the bottom of your lungs and then exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, expand the rib cage, and then let the rib cage come together. What we don't want is the rib cage to drop. All right, so elevate the rib cage, maintain the space between the ribs and the hips. Big inhale, expands laterally, expands to the back, 360 degrees of rib cage expansion, and then exhale, and it comes back together laterally. All right, now we're going to work that big inhalation. Big inhale here, and then exhale. Big inhale, and then exhale. We're going to do 5 of those. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. 2 more. I think this is 6. And 1 more. And back. Okay. Last time over here. we're doing 6. Okay, right knee over right toe. Expand the rib cage, 360 degrees. Big inhale. Breathe to the bottom of your lungs. In through your nose, out through your mouth. 3. 2 more. 1 more. And good. Quick review from last week, because today we used the fingertips to help release some tissue through the rib cage. Last Monday, we used the fingertips to release the head of the fibula. So right here, lateral part of the lower leg. And we just want to work 2 thumbs. We can now release the head of the fibula, which kind of sits in a little fossa like this. And now we're learning to use the fingertips to release the upper body and thoracic spine. I hope you have an amazing week. If you're here with Premium, you guys, we're going to crush it this week, and I will see you live on Saturday. Everybody else, as usual, I always invite you to be my guest if you'd like to join me for Premium. And other than that, move well, share the love, and the peace.